The third edition of the Harbaugh Bowl. Both brothers are going at it on this Monday Night Football matchup between the Ravens and the Chargers. I've got three best bets for you guys in that Monday Night Football game. This is November the 25th. This is the Free Three. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day. I'm just trying to get to the bag together and get to that money. Well, today, we have a great Monday Night Football matchup going on tonight between the Ravens and the Chargers, and I really just want to focus on that game. There's a whole lot of other things going on in the sports world. We've obviously got a full NBA slate. We've got college basketball and Maui Invitational, and what I wanted to do is just focus on NFL in this video, and what I might do is another quick video with just some college basketball added plays, just something unofficial, unedited, so be on the lookout for that on the channel. Over the weekend, we had kind of an up and down weekend. On Friday, really good day, 3-in-1 day. If you tapped into the show, cashed out both of our college basketball best bets. Tennessee first half spread, no sweat bet. Wichita State, no sweat bet. And then I gave you the bonus Giannis points and rebounds. He got it done in a big way. Our only loss on Friday was the Pelicans team total under. We needed them to get under 106. They finished with 108. That's kind of tough. The Warriors gave up like 70 points in the first half to them, but it happens. Saturday, oh my goodness. One of my worst betting days probably ever. I've been gambling for like 8-9 years now. Probably worst ever. 0-5 day on Saturday. Billy Edwards pass yards. He gets hurt. He gets benched. Teaser, Ole Miss folded. BYU folded. Colorado folded. Texas A&M folded. Like, I thought with the 12-team playoff that teams would be a little bit more motivated because it's just like you can control your fate more, right? It's less of like committees and people. Like, that's the beautiful thing about the playoff, dating all the way back from the BCS system, where you went from computers and committees determining who gets to play and actually the players getting to dictate who gets to play based on, you know, your proven record. And you got 12 teams, so that's more than enough slots for you to be able to fight yourself into that. Well, every team that had something to play for on Saturday literally shit the bed. And I'm not even going to get into it. I was on top of all of them. I even gave a plus 1,000 parlay, backing everyone for the most part, and just about everyone lost. Alabama. I mean, come on. Crazy, crazy, crazy. NIL error. But Sunday, we rebounded. After that dismal Saturday 0-5 day, we rebounded on Sunday, going 4-2. On Sunday, we got Caleb Williams passing yards. We've got the Seahawks on the money line right. We got Kyron Williams rush attempts under. We got that right. And then obviously Fly Eagles Fly. You guys know the vibes there. We lost our teaser of the week because we took the Texans and they can't seem to beat the Tennessee Titans. And we got Kyler Murray's rush yards wrong. So 7-8 for the entire weekend. I know that was kind of a longer recap there, but I just want to let you guys know that we still drop videos, we still drop plays on the weekend as well. So typically Saturday we're doing the blitz on the reels, and then Sunday I normally do something like I'll just put a post up just so this way you guys can get the plays. Like if you want an NFL show, we can work on that. Not a problem on that, but NFL is one of those games I kind of want to wait till I get the most news, kind of like NBA, where it's kind of hard to handicap it early just because you don't know who's playing and who's not, and it changes the complete game script if you don't come on now, like again, Titans and Texans, but we're not going to get into it. I haven't told the winners for today. We could kind of recap our record tomorrow, because since we had a kind of a big recap already. So let's dive into these winners real quick. Monday Night Football on the way. Let's get into it. All right, let's get it started. Short and sweet. Ravens, 2.5. I'm taking it. Minus 120 odds, okay? I understand it, right? The Chargers are at home. The Ravens are coming off of a very tough loss to the Steelers. I understand the narrative, and, you know, it's a tough spot to travel across the country. I normally tend to back that. But this is the thing. Lamar Jackson, when you've got an anomaly of a player like him who's in MVP form, it's hard to also bet against it, or the rules just don't apply to them, right? So traveling all the way across the country, you know, playing after a very tough divisional matchup, all these things matter. The Chargers' last game was at home as well, so they didn't have to go anywhere. But Lamar Jackson, my MVP caliber, 20 touchdowns, no interceptions on Monday Night Football to go with a 6-2 record. This is a Chargers defense that's very vulnerable. And when you look at the Chargers' strength of schedule, guys, that for me is kind of the big telltale sign, and that's the giveaway that where for me, I don't want to back them. Now, if you look at the numbers, they really are, like, when you rank them, probably have the easiest strength of schedule that they've played thus far out of just any team. If you look at that, who they've had to play, the Bengals, who have looked like not as good of a team as we expected them to. And that was a really good game, 34-27. They beat the Titans, they beat the Browns, they beat the Saints, they beat the Cardinals, they beat the Broncos, or they lost to the Cardinals, let's say. They lost to the Chiefs, they lost to the Steelers, they beat the Panthers, they beat the Raiders. Only team there that's worth a damn is the Chiefs, and this was the Steelers with Justin Fields. And now you're taking on Lamar Jackson, MVP caliber candidate. You guys just heard the numbers that I just said on Monday Night Football. And when you just look at it and then you look at the coaches, obviously these coaching staffs are very familiar with each other because of the brothers that, the brotherhood there. But John is 2-0 head-to-head against his brother. So why not get another win here? And then situationally, the Ravens got to watch the Steelers team that they just lost to in a hard-fought game. And if Justin Tucker hits some field goals, they win that game. Let's not even talk about that. But they get to see them lose on Thursday Night Football to the Browns. This is the game. If you win this, you get that loss back in a way. You break even because an unexpected win happened from a terrible team like the Browns against the Steelers. So all the situations let me understand that this is a magnified game, really for both teams, yes. But for the Ravens in particular, in a very competitive division, and conference in general, right? And I think this is a big spot for them. I like them here. This Chargers defense is vulnerable, right? And when you look at it, Lamar Jackson's just been very efficient when he's had time to throw the ball. And if he has time to throw the ball, he should be good. Today, he should have time. Why? Because the Chargers rank near the bottom of the league in defensive pressure rate. So they're not going to get to him that often. And then when you look on it in terms of not just Lamar Jackson, but you got Derrick Henry, one of the top rushing attacks in the entire NFL, second in the league. This is the Chargers defensive line that's not that strong, and they have not, again, faced any top-tier offenses. So if we get a balanced approach, which we should get from the Ravens, I like them here. Obviously, Ravens' vulnerability is their pass defense. God-awful, worse than the NFL, most yards allowed per game. And Justin Herbert, right now, he's on a good streak. 13-1 touchdown to interception ratio. He's got a good connection with the rookie Ladd McConkey, but that's great. They can score points. But that's not really what Jim is trying to do. Jim is trying to play the clock. He's trying to wear down, have a good system of running the ball and passing the ball. And this could get to a shootout. A lot of people are on the over. I do lean towards the over as well. But I do think the Ravens are going to get this one. And here's the last little bit of nuggets for you guys in terms of numbers. The Chargers this year are 8-2 against the number and 5-0 against the number at home. Meanwhile, the Ravens are 6-5 against the number and 3-4 against the number as favorites of at least 2 points. Okay? So, why am I telling you that trend? Because, typically I like to back a side of a trend, but 8-2 against the number and 5-0 against the number at home is not sustainable. And that also lets you understand it's because of the competition that they played. Today is going to be a humbling game, I think. It's going to be a reality call for the Chargers. They're still a playoff team, but now they have to understand what it's going to take to compete with the top teams, the upper echelon teams, as they come down the backstretch of the season. Look at the gauntlet that the Ravens have, okay? Obviously, last week against the Steelers, they play the Chargers today, they play Eagles, and then they have a bye week. You got to pick up this win here. You don't want to go into your bye week losing 3 in a row because we know they're going to lose next week, right? Let's go Ravens 2.5 as the play of the day. Now, when we think about that play, what are some of the player props that we're going to do corresponding with that, okay? First and foremost, Lamar Jackson. He's the guy, right? He has to have a big game for them to obviously win this game, unless King Henry does what he needs to do. But one thing that Lamar has been doing that I really, really like is he's using his legs in situations, and which is causing him to be able to break long runs. So for us, we're going to go longest rush over 14.5 yards, minus 115 odds. Now, the reason why I love this is because Lamar has actually not been going over this number recently. In the last 3 games, he's only gone over this number in 1 of the last 3. But if you look at the beginning of the regular season, which is when the Ravens have probably been their best. They started off the year 2-2, then they went on that long win streak where they won 5 games in a row, and then they lost to the Browns and they won 2 more before losing to the Steelers. Lamar Jackson was running the ball. He's gone over this number literally in 9 of the 11 games. 16 to start off the regular season, then 25, then 16, then 19, then 18, then 33, then 17, then 22, then the 11 and 10 were against the Broncos and against the Bengals, and then the 25 was last week against the Steelers. So again, a Bengals defense that's susceptible, that has already shown this season that the dual threat quarterbacks that they have played, they haven't really been able to handle them that well. I like Lamar here to use his legs, and I also like the fact that, you know what, when you're in a pressure environment on the road, sometimes you just have to make a play, and using your legs is one of the best way to do that. The pocket breaks down. He has to scramble. 15 yards is nothing for Lamar Jackson. Don't overthink it. That's our player prop of the day. Now, our third and final best bet of the day is going to be a player prop parlay, a ladder leg for you guys. We get to plus 107 odds on this, okay? Two guys that we're going to rock with today, Justin Herbert, Mark Andrews. Justin Herbert over 225 passing yards, Mark Andrews 3+ receptions. I've loved Justin Herbert today's passing yards. The line has just moved way too much. It opened up at like 240 or something, so it's like 260. I love it anyway. Keep taking it, smash it. Why? Ravens, last team in the NFL in terms of passing yards allowed per game. We've talked about it. 285 yards the Ravens defense is allowing. But they want you to actually pass the ball on them. And I think that's a part of their strategy and their system, because it's more of like, hey, if you run the ball, or if we stop the run, we can control tempo. But if you have to pass the ball, I used to have a football coach who used to say, the reason why you should run the ball more than you like to pass the ball is because two things have to happen when you pass the ball. You have to have someone throw it right, and you have to have somebody catch it right. Meanwhile, when you run the ball, all you have to do is make the exchange, tuck it. So for me, I think about that when I look at this Ravens defense. They know they're getting torn up through the air, but they're still winning games. Yes, it helps when you have an offense that's led by Lamar Jackson that can be able to score points as well, but it's also kind of like that defense from Vic Mangino from the Eagles, where it's like, hey, we will let you move the ball, but so much. We'll let you just stay in front of us. And the thing is, the Ravens have had some injuries on that side, but they've also been able to cause turnovers as well and get interceptions. I don't know if the Ravens are going to have Raekwon Smith tonight. I think that's going to be a big injury. That's going to be if he's not playing. Justin Herbert, you don't need to any more sell job than that. The Ravens' pass defense is their weakness. They're not going to allow J.K. Dobbins or Blake to be able to get things going on the run, or Blake Edwards, I should say, to get things going on the ground. So Herbert's going to throw the ball. Okay. Mark Andrews, he's going to catch the ball. He's been getting more acclimated to the offense. We know how he started off the regular season. I know very well because he's on my fantasy team, and I had to bench him. Luckily for me, I drafted Brock Bowers as well. But Mark Andrews over the last several weeks has been getting more playing time. He's been getting more catch. Since the month of October against the Bengals, 4 receptions, 3 receptions, 4 receptions, 5 receptions. That was the month of October. Then in November, the 2 games against the Broncos and the Bengals, 2 receptions against the Broncos, 6 against the Bengals, and then 2 last week against the Steelers. So why take him here, Noble? One, he's gone over it just about every single week. 2, when you look at the numbers, the Chargers are giving the 9th most receptions to tight ends. I like those numbers. I like the fact that he should be able to get acclimated to the offense. 16th most receiving yards by tight ends as well. I like that as well. Isaiah Likely is always a threat, but when you get down to the red zone, and again, Harbaugh is going to try to keep these games lower scoring. Justin Tucker is not kicking his field goals as consistently. They can say they trust him all they want. I guarantee you, if we have some 4th and 1, 4th and 2 situations today, they're going to throw it rather than kick it. And if they do that, Mark Andrews is a threat. I like him today. I like him to be acclimated in the offense. Let's get this for plus 100 value. Well, that's it for me, 10, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 quick winners on this football slate. We're going to go Ravens, -2.5 to get it done here on the road. And then we're also going to take Lamar Jackson's longest rush over 14.5 yards. And then a player prop parlay for you guys. Justin Herbert, 225 passing yards or higher. And Mark Andrews with 3+ receptions. That gets you to plus money value. You can't be too mad at it, all right? Let's cash it. Let's have a good Monday Night Football matchup. And then I will be back tomorrow with more picks and plays. So make sure you guys are smashing that subscribe button. And like I said, I probably will have a little quick bonus video for you guys a little bit later with some of the best bets inside of college basketball. Maui Invitational stuff going on. Some good stuff, right? So be on the lookout for that. It'll probably be just like a quick little live stream, but feel free to check that out as well. All right, my friends, let's get to that money, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video. Later, gang.